Yeah, this review's a little bit late, but I had to say something about this movie. This will be a spoiler-free review, and then at the end I will talk about some spoilers in the spoiler section. Alright, I want to start off by saying this is a very different Marvel movie, and don't take that lightly. Most of the other movies in the MCU have been pretty lighthearted and fun, but man, this movie was both shocking and a major bummer. But in a good way, if that makes any sense. It is an amazing movie. Great story, great acting, great effects, great everything. But it is the Marvel equivalent of the Sarah McLachlan animal cruelty commercials. Like, seriously. Watching parts of this movie, I expected it to just start playing in the arms of an angel at any moment. It is that damn sad. And people like to say that the DC Universe is dark. If Infinity War was any darker, Gordon Ramsay would be yelling at the Russo brothers for burning it. Let me put it this way. At a certain part, fairly early on in the movie, Thanos uses the power of the Infinity Gauntlet to temporarily eliminate two characters that attempt to attack him. And he does it in such a way that it caused a small child to start screaming as though his parents were being murdered in front of him. Ah! 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 Just deep, terrified screams, one after another. Ah! 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 And you can hear the kid's mom telling him that it's okay and it's just a movie. But this kid is freaking traumatized. That scene was shocking for me, a nearly 32-year-old man, much less a little kid. Wow, Russo brothers. You guys had the intestinal fortitude to bring a fairly grown-up MCU movie that sends children running out of the theater in tears. I don't know whether to praise you or call Child Protective Services, because holy crap, guys. Holy crap. At several points during Infinity War, my jaw would drop and hit the floor, and then it just kept dropping through the floor and into the basement and then on through the earth until it got to China. I was shocked by the gutsy decisions made in this movie, but I am not at all mad at them. This movie was amazing, and I can't really find anything that I would change about it. I had my doubts about Thanos, because I thought he looked kinda goofy without his helmet on, and he also kinda looked like this guy I used to know. Big pothead. So I didn't find him very intimidating. But from his first moment on screen to his last, he was an intimidating and spectacular bad guy. Marvel has had a problem with villains in their movies, but Thanos has definitely solved that problem. Thanos is not only the best villain in a Marvel movie, but he also rises to be one of the better villains in movies in general. And Thanos wasn't the only great bad guy in this. His generals, the Black Order, were also great additions to the story. None of them felt like a weak add-on, and they all had a purpose. The same goes for all the good guys of the story, too. A common fear going into the movie was that there either wouldn't be enough screen time for every character, or that it would just be so jam-packed with every Marvel character that they could find that it would just be a jumbled mess. And somehow, they didn't do either of those things. It never once felt like a bunch of meaningless chaos, and every character got a fair amount of time in the spotlight. And everything every character did had a purpose, and everything felt in place for their character to me. Even that one thing with a certain Guardian that everyone seems to be complaining about. Everyone played their parts very well, and I gotta say that whoever did the casting for the heroes in all these MCU movies, damn, you people are on point. You have done perfect castings to the point where the majority of people couldn't see anyone better playing the role for practically every character. Keep that up. You guys are the unsung heroes of the MCU. I find it really difficult to find anything wrong with Infinity War. I was entertained from start to finish. Go out and see this one. 10 out of 10. But be warned. It's shockingly sad. And it may cause your children to need therapy, should you take them to see it. But aside from that, it is an amazing movie, and a must-see for any Marvel fan. Now, I'm gonna get into the spoilers, so if you haven't seen Infinity War, go out and watch it. then come back. Alright, you back? Okay. I take it that you have now seen the movie or you don't care about spoilers. But if that is the case, then you are doing yourself a disservice because this movie is phenomenal. Remember how I talked about that kid screaming bloody murder? Yeah. Thanos recreates a comic book panel and turns Drax and Mantis into blocks and ribbons. Then suddenly, from a few rows behind us, I hear the kids start freaking out. Ah! 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 Yeah, that about sums it up. The Russo brothers have guts to kill off half the universe. Thanos talks about him having the will to be able to destroy half the universe. But I think that was the Russo brothers talking there. Holy crap, guys. Half the heroes in the MCU are dead. 90% of the Guardians of the Galaxy, dead. My girlfriend's two favorite characters, Loki and Gamora, dead. She can never be happy again and hates you now, by the way. Thanks, guys. She is a big Arrested Development fan and appreciated the Easter eggs. It's a good job there, I guess. Thanos threw Gamora, his own adoptive daughter, off a cliff to kill her, to obtain the Soul Stone. He had to sacrifice someone he loved to obtain the stone, so he threw her off a cliff, while he was crying the whole time. How freaking heartbreaking is that? And he tortured his other daughter, Nebula, in order to get Gamora to do what he wanted. And I honestly don't know what is worse, Nebula's torture in the comic or her torture in the movie. Being turned into what is essentially a zombie in the comics, or being pulled apart piece by piece all at the same time. They killed nearly every teenager in the movie. Groot vanished into dust with his last word being crying out for his dad, Rocket Raccoon, or Rabbit as Thor calls him. And you give poor Peter Parker a slow, horrifying, and painful death as he slowly turned to dust in Tony Stark's arms. I assume he had a longer, more drawn-out death compared to all the others who faded away, because he has spider senses. Spider senses that warn him of danger. His spider senses were going crazy, frantically warning him of what was to come. Makes the movie even more sad knowing that. So, you're welcome. Damn, I think I need a drink now. And I barely ever drink. Then there's Scarlet Witch and Vision, who has an Infinity Stone lodged into his forehead. Scarlet Witch is forced to kill Vision, the man she loves, causing him to explode into 1 billion pieces in order to prevent Thanos from obtaining the stone. But Thanos uses the Time Stone and rewinds time, bringing all of Vision's exploded pieces back together so that he can rip the stone from his forehead, killing him a second time in front of Scarlet Witch. Holy crap. That is brutal, man. On a brighter note, there are some pretty unexpected and awesome cameos, like Red Skull showing up as a kind of protector of the Soul Stone after he was shot off into the universe in Captain America. I was shocked to later find out that this was Ross Marquand, who plays Aaron in The Walking Dead. And finally, there's the end credits cameo with Nick Fury, who vanishes away right before he can say his famous catchphrase in a Disney movie. But also before he poofs out of existence, he manages to pull out a pager and contact someone. And then as the pager drops to the ground, we see a symbol appear on its screen. The symbol of Captain Marvel. Which is another movie I'm going to have to watch out for. Brie Larson will be playing Captain Marvel, and it is slated to come out March 6, 2019. What did you think of the movie? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe. This has been Doughboy with Hardcore Academy, and peace out.